From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on Lalate.
It's passed. It's finally passed, and it's getting signed. Your $1,400 third stimulus check bill is riding off into the sunset. It's passed. The House of Representatives passed your $1,400 third stimulus check bill about an hour ago. I'm so excited I'm about to choke. It is going to be signed by the President of the United States on Friday, and it's becoming law. It will get a primetime press conference, and the stimulus checks will go out as early as the end of this week. A nation awaits the arrival of that $1,400 third stimulus check, but then the next focus is reoccurring stimulus checks under the next stimulus package. A push is underway for stimulus checks every month until this pandemic is done under the next stimulus package. What is the fourth stimulus package? And then a push is underway for FPC retro that is unpaid under this stimulus package. Then what's happening with SSI and SSDI? In an unusual twist of events, I'm going to go back over more about what's unfolding in third stimulus right now because it's a big day. I'm going to go over everything from hazard pay to the student check, from essential workers to also business owners. I'm going to go over everything that you're getting in the third stimulus package because it's a breaking development minutes ago. From Wall Street to Main Street, there's so much happening. I'm so excited for you. Are you ready to rock and roll? Get ready because a $14 stimulus check is landing in your bank account. This is Noontime Lalate. It's a big day with a lot of developing news, and the developing news continue to unfold by the minute. Minutes ago, the White House gave an update that the president will sign the bill into law on Friday. The press conference for the nation will be Thursday, but minutes ago, the House of Representatives made it official. Congratulations, you're getting your $1,400 third stimulus check. Let's go over the details. $1,400 for an individual, $1,400 for adult dependents, $1,400 for children. In fact, if you were looking at financial news sites about 30 minutes ago, well, no, about an hour ago, they were talking about stocks and bonds. Literally now, the entire cluster of entire financial news sites is how much are stimulus checks, how much is unemployment. They're covering stimulus like it just happened, and it did. About an hour ago, this channel was live, and as I went live, the gavel hit the table. Nancy Pelosi hit the gavel and said, passed. Your House of Representatives passed your $1,400 third stimulus check bill. It now lands on the president's table to sign. He's going to first have a press conference on Thursday to tell the American people what's in the stimulus package. And then on Friday, he'll sign it into law. Stimulus checks will go out thereafter. This is incredible, great news. What are the items in there and how much are you going to get? $1,400 for an individual, $14 for children. The income levels are unchanged. If you're less than $75,000, you're getting a stimulus check. If you appear on someone else's tax return as a dependent, they're getting your stimulus check. But what else is in there? If you have a child who is 5 to newborn, congratulations. You're getting $5,000 for that child. Yes. A 5-year-old to a newborn will get a $5,000 stimulus payment. It will be paid the following. $1,400 stimulus check comes with yours, and then they will get $300 a month starting the month of July. If you have a child 17 to 6, they will get a $4,400 stimulus payment. That's paid $250 a month in the month of July for 12 months, and then their stimulus check comes with you. If you're a college student, you're getting $1,700 plus a $1,400 stimulus check. That's application-based. Then if you are paid sick leave, you're going to get $1,400 a week based upon a $73,000 annual salary. That's per week. If you're a hazard pay worker and are over 19 years of age and made less than $25,000 during the pandemic, you're going to get $1,502. That's application place as well. Then there's money for rent, utilities, food, internet, and more. The rent is actually delicious. The rent is actually not requiring that you be behind on the rent because there's actually a catch-all provision at the end. The rent is middle-class rent, low-income rent, homeless people to get into housing, and then mortgage holders who are privately held mortgages will get their mortgage payments paid if they're having problems paying their bills. But homeowners get a surprise. They also have money in there for utility bills, and they also have money in there for other homeowner expenses. Those are all application-based as well. Across the land, the excitement's unfolding. There's Colleen, and there's Sylvia, and there's Crayola, and there's Bathroom. And there's Alicia, and there's Crystal, and there's Doreen, and there's Dean. And there is Crayola. Some of the common questions I have seen today in this video, and I saw in the video before that, are the following. If I'm on SSI, am I getting a stimulus check? Yes. Everyone who makes less than $75,000 gets a stimulus check. Number two, some people have asked, what about if I'm on SSI, do my children get that $5,000 stimulus check? Yes, if the IRS knows about that child. Knowing about the child is the qualifier. The income eligibility for that, B. Lori, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. The income qualification for B. Lord is the same as a stimulus check. Next, people have been asking about this confusion about what the check can be taken for. There is a push now by a bankers association to do a standalone bill to change what the check can be taken away for, because that is a little bit changing by the hour. Then, let's turn to the other money. Unemployment is the following. FPUC, UI, PUEC are all extended. They're extended the following. PUA will now be 79 weeks, previously 50 weeks. PUC will now be 53 weeks, previously 24. They all extend to September 6th. FPUC will be $300 a week from now to September. Now, one of the questions I've been asked a lot about is that $10,200 item. Yeah. So your first $10,200 of unemployment in 2020 is now tax-free. That includes UI, PUA, FPUC, which are all taxable. So if you already filed your tax return, you're going to have to go to a tax preparer to make that modification if you paid taxes on something that is now tax-free. One of the provisions, which I forget to always mention in these recordings because it slid into the Senate version and was not in the House version, is the following. It's an incredible big deal about student loan debt forgiveness. Let me explain how this works. Student loan debt forgiveness is still a standalone bill in the Senate of $50,000. It is still not law. But the third stimulus package put a provision in there that concerns if student loan debt forgiveness is passed by the federal government. Let me explain what goes on. If the federal government passes a student loan debt forgiveness and forgives $50,000 of your student loan debt, guess what? Guess how much money you have to pay on that? You may think it's zero. It's actually upwards of $21,000. The way the IRS code works is when they forgive a debt, you still have to pay the interest on the you have to pay a tax on the forgiveness. And if your tax bracket is 24%, you have to pay $25,000. If your tax bracket is 10%, you have to pay $10,000. Well, the bill, which will be signed by the president, now eliminates, thank goodness, that provision. So if the federal government does pass student loan debt forgiveness, you won't have to pay taxes on the forgiveness of that debt. This is a big deal. I mean, it's just, no one has $25,000 sitting around to pay on a forgiven $50,000 student loan debt. I mean, it's just a big thing. Next, COBRA is cheaper. The government will pay all your COBRA premiums from April 1st to September 30th. Then the premiums will stay under 8.5%. Your child tax credit is also really great. There's Mr. Clark, and there's Leanne in the room. And there is William. really exciting, great news. The child care tax credit works as the following. If you have a child, you can deduct 50% of your child care taxes, child care costs if they're under age 13. $4,000 for one child up to, and $8,000 up to 2 or more children. Really great news. And then there's $25 billion for housing. And finally, we have the big exciting news, which you saw in the recording before this, the business grants. There's $5,000 of business grants for a sole practitioner, Uber, Lyft, anything like that. So long as you have less than 10 employees and have a 50% reduction of your earnings because of the pandemic, you can get an EIDL grant. Tune in to that now archived video on the channel that goes over the business grants. There's also a business grant for restaurants. They take a little bit of time to go over, so I'm not going to repeat them in this recording. What I want you to understand the following about them is that you want $5,000, don't you? Yeah, of course you do. Then hit that subscribe button, because literally the most important thing about that Business Lunch show is that when it goes live, as a subscriber, you will see the video that says apply this minute. Stop the car, put the car on the side of the road, park the car, get your phone out and apply this minute, because the application window will open and in 3 days it'll be out of money. That is the most important thing about that recording right before this. Hit that subscribe button if you really understand the significance of this third stimulus package. Under the third stimulus package, all viewers of this channel who make less than $45,000 a year will qualify for the $14 stimulus check, and for at least $5,000 more, rent, utilities, food, and internet. If you have children, you'll get more money on top of that, $5,000 for every child, 5 are newborn. If you're a business owner, you'll get more money on top of that. If you're hazard pay, you'll get more money on top of that. But all those things are application-based. And the most important message is that it's first come, first serve, and they won't have enough money for everyone. So I want you to ensure that you subscribe and you're part of this channel, because I don't want you to say that expression, what I miss. What I miss? The application went live on Monday, and you're tuning in on Wednesday, and it's now out of money. But wait a second. No. And I got to tell you, I launched this channel on April 25th. I've seen this happen before. And when it happened before, they went live with the EIDL grant on a Monday. It was out of money on Wednesday. Guess how many people have gotten an EIDL grant since that day in July that I know? Zero. Zero. It's not like, well, if I miss it, I'll get the next time around. No, it literally, there was no other time around. So don't mess up by not subscribing and missing the opportunity to get thousands and thousands of dollars. I have more about the big exciting news from the White House to Wall Street, more about what's happening with fourth stimulus and the president's next push, and that exciting development about reoccurring stimulus checks happening next. But stay with me as I have a little bit more about what's happening with today's programming schedule. Stay with me. In about 60 seconds, I return. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m.
Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate.
Street. This is LA Late.
And we're back. Your $1,400 third stimulus check bill has passed the House. It's done. Congratulations. Off to the president to sign. The president confirms that he will be signing into law on Friday. A press conference will be held on Thursday to address the country in prime time, and you are done. But what else is really at play? At play is forced stimulus. And let me tell you the strange developments happening just minutes ago. The President of the United States' passage of the third stimulus bill today followed with a story about an infrastructure bill. Now, this is quite interesting because here we are. The next bill is the fourth stimulus package, not the infrastructure bill. But one news article said, get ready for the infrastructure bill. Not so, says the Democrats. Bernie Sanders and 11 Democrats say the next bill will be the fourth stimulus package, and that fourth stimulus package will be coming in May. And that fourth stimulus package must have reoccurring stimulus checks, says 11 senators to the president in a letter. Meantime, the push is underway for FPUC retro. As Ron Wyden said, he will support it in the fourth stimulus package if you get Democratic support behind it. In fact, Ron Wyden wrote a standalone bill in the Senate in December that would pay for FPUC retro. Elizabeth Warren, a week ago today, meantime, introduced to the Senate a standalone bill, a wealth tax bill that would fund SSI and SSDI and Social Security and railroad benefits, $200 a month on top of existing benefits. You don't need the wealth tax bill to fund it. All you need from the president is an executive order. The executive order would be done literally in 24 hours. Thank you, Alicia, for the super chat. Meantime, what's happening on Wall Street? The developing details on Wall Street is euphoria about the stimulus package being passed, number one. Number two, a Treasury auction of the 10-year note occurred today, and the great news is it stayed relatively calm. It stayed under 1.51 approximately, meaning one, no concerns about inflation. Number two, no concerns about massive growth. Number three, there was matched with the consumer price index number released before sunrise today, which showed that February's numbers were about the same as January. Bottom line is, forced stimulus is just around the corner, baby. And what's happening also today is the president is in the White House meeting with executives from Merck and Johnson & Johnson to get 100,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson out faster so that he can reopen the country in May. And by reopening the country in May, then forced stimulus comes right then. Forced stimulus is the bill to reopen the country. And that's the incredible great news as we start an afternoon. If you're just joining me, here's the big update. Your $1,400 third stimulus check is a finality. It has passed the House of Representatives. It lands on the president's table, to which he's signing it officially on Friday. He confirms minutes ago. And away we go. The stimulus check goes out. If you are a child 5 or younger, you're going to get $5,000. Child 17 to 6, $4,400. College student, $1,700 plus $1,400. You have to apply for that. Hazard pay, $1,500 plus $1,400. Have to apply for that. And then there's money for rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgages. And then there's money for business grants. Money for business grants, $5,000 plus $1,400. Yes, you'll get $6,400, but it's going to be first come, first serve. And that's where things are going. That's where we are now on a Wednesday afternoon and where we're heading into the end of this week. That a lot of the details in this third stimulus package say as soon as it's signed into law, agencies are supposed to start to open programs of that third stimulus money. And guess what? You have to be ready to pounce as a purple hawk, and get that money first before anyone else. And unlike the first or second stimulus package that were just signed into law and then sent out and then talked briefly here and there, this one's getting a dog and pony show massive media blitz on Thursday telling the entire country, come and get this money. and you're going to see a stimulus stampede you have never seen before. You have to subscribe, hit this like of this video, and make sure you get this money before anyone else. It's literally going to be like that. Exciting news across the board. Wow, we're at the bottom of the hour. And I'm really so excited for you. I'm just really excited for you. Finally, you have finished and you have gotten to the finish line. The tow truck has finally pulled the tow hitch over the finish line. The tow truck has finally pulled the tow hitch over the finish line. And Annette, thank you for the super chat. I want to thank you for all the positivity, all the love, and all the support. And now the work gets underway as we together get that money that is all application based together in the third stimulus package, and of course, still in the second stimulus package with purple. Here is where the excitement starts. And on the other hand, we're still pushing for the big money under fourth stimulus of FPUC retro, SSI and SSDI, hazard pay, and everything else that hasn't been done. Really exciting, great news. Do you think the president would do executive order for SSI? He should. It's very simple. That's a great question. That's a great question. And there we are. As we approach the bottom of the hour, thank you for joining me. And next is our standalone quick show about SSI and SSDI. Remember, every day on Noontime, we have a quick standalone show about SSI and SSDI, where we analyze the different ways the president can address SSI and SSDI. It's a short 15-minute show. Join me next as Noontime LA wraps up with that standalone show on SSI.